Hi everyone, today I'm sketching this church steeple from this photo I took a few days ago when I was on a girls trip. In a few months I'm going to become a full-time traveler, and I found it a lot more fulfilling to look back on a trip by flipping through my sketchbook instead of the photos on my phone. So in preparation, I'm starting to practice painting my experiences so that I can one day decorate my future coffee table with my sketchbooks. Last year, I traveled to Japan and found this fountain pen and ink from a small little shop in Osaka. This was the first trip where I started sketching my own experiences instead of aesthetic reference photos from Pinterest. It's also when I started to challenge myself to sketch without a pencil and embrace the mistakes that come with ink. At first this was really difficult, but with practice I found that I like the messier sketches more, and it helps me medicate my crippling perfectionism. For example, this sketch isn't perfect, but I have a much deeper connection to my memory through it than through the reference photo. So here you can see I'm mixing paint for the sky, and I've mixed a red, yellow, and blue together so that the blue is not too vibrant. Mixing in the red and yellow makes it a little bit more subdued and more of a realistic color. And here I've just come in with a really wet brush and I'm just super quickly and really abstract drawing in the sky around the building and the tree on the left. Now, when I took this photo, it was a really warm, sunny day, and you can see that in the colors of the tree is a very yellowy green, and so I've added a lot of yellow and a little bit of red to warm up this green tone. And then I'm gonna block in everywhere where I want the leaves to be. And I've used the lightest shade that I see on the tree because in watercolor you can only really add to it instead of take away, which means I can't really later make my painting lighter, but I can always make it darker. So I like to just block in with the lightest shade. And you can see I've made a few little leaves fly away off the tree just to add some movement and a little bit of excitement to the painting. That's the thing I love about paintings. You can really add and do whatever you want. So even though there's no leaves flying off the reference photo, I felt like it just made the painting a bit more fun. And then here I love to add a lot of paint splatters. It just gives like an air of impressionism to the painting. It just really makes it fun. It's also really fun to do, but you'll be able to see throughout the video that the more I do this, the more dirty my desk becomes. And so now I'm going in with that darker shade, and I'm added a little bit of blue there to cool down the shadows, and then I'm just filling in everywhere where the shadows are to add a bit more definition to this tree. Now, while the paint is still a little bit wet, I've added the same blue that I made the sky out of. This just gives a little bit more of a cool tone to the shadows, and it also keeps the values in the painting all cohesive by not mixing a new blue, but using the one I've already used for the sky. Here I'm starting to mix in orange to put in the tree to warm it up even more. There's not really that much orange in the reference photo, but I find that in watercolor, if you add orange to your trees, it makes it feel a little bit more like autumn. So this is just a personal preference that I prefer the autumn colors. the red for the roof of the church. It's kind of like a maroon red, so I've also added a little bit of blue in there to cool it down. This part I always find really fun because it reminds me of coloring in a coloring book as a kid. I'm also going to add some red into the tree to give the impression that you can see the building through the gaps in the leaves. Here are a few more paint splatters with the red. Now, the red is not realistic, but just in my personal style, I like to use any of the colors that I used in the painting. I'll usually pick 2 to 3. The third one is almost always white, but that's just a personal preference. And so here now I'm just filling in the green. It's a bit of a darker green. And I'll also eventually use this on the shadows in the tree. This also just adds like a layer of cohesiveness throughout the whole painting to use similar or the same colors everywhere. A bit of red and blue to create a purple-ish shadow to use for the columns. Now I'm mixing in a lot more red and blue, that this will be for the shadows everywhere. In hindsight, once it dried, I realized that I made this maybe a little bit too muddy, but I still like how it turned out. This is actually my first time filming a painting tutorial, so let me know in the comments if you are enjoying it or have any suggestions on how to improve these types of videos. Your thoughts might help improve the quality of these tutorials and will also let me know if I should make some more. Carry a white gouache with me that I just put into my watercolor palette, and then use to fill in all the highlights. Here the sun is coming from the left side of the painting, so I'm just adding in a lot of white on the left side of the building and then also onto areas of the tree. This is my favorite part, is when I add a bunch of white splatters all over the painting. This again is just a personal style preference, and I really like how it turned out, and it's also just so fun and adds a lot of movement and impressionism to what I'm trying to convey, which is a really happy and fun memory, and I think that comes through with all the paint splatters and the leaves coming off the tree. Just adds that layer of movement and play to the entire piece. Recently, I've also found that I'm going through a phase where I find text to be really aesthetic, and so I'm writing a little bit about my trip and where I took this photo, and yeah, to add a cute journal page. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this tutorial valuable, don't forget to like and subscribe so I know if I should continue with these types of videos, and have a lovely rest of your day.